Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. I'm Rose, and today I want to do something a little bit different. So, we have the microphone out here because it decided to make a cameo appearance in my video. I'm not mad at it. I wanted to really bring this out because I wanted the messaging to be super clear. Like on YouTube, I've really been seeing these videos, right, that talks about like personal development and self-discovery, how to get out of a rut, all these things. And I really want to be able to take that idea and form it into a video that is my own, that I can use to pretty much give you guys some tips on if you're kind of going through that phase or whatever. This is really isn't like a series, but I feel like it's becoming a series because I just released a video last week that talked about being the best version of yourself. If you haven't gotten a chance to see that video, it's perfectly fine. I will link it below so that way you do have the opportunity to see it. But don't feel compelled to like leave the video and go watch it right now because it's like not really that serious. You can watch it later. But I'm really excited to bring this video to you guys today because this is like my baby. And I really did not only a lot of research for this particular topic, but there's a lot of life experience that goes behind this too. So please believe me when I say that I am doing this video really from the goodness of my heart. And I really want to be able to help you guys because there are people out there who are probably in the exact same situation that I'm in, or maybe you have a friend or a family member who's in that situation as well and could really use a hand. I honestly wish that I was able to get certain pieces of advice when I was in my situation, because I feel like I might have been able to get help a little bit sooner. But you know what, sometimes I think you just sort of have to go through certain processes in order to really find your aha moment. Please watch it all the way through to the end, and then if you have any suggestions or anything like that, feel free to leave it below. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I know this is going to sound a lot easier said than done, but the first thing to do if you're feeling stuck is to just admit it to yourself. It's like saying, it's not where I want to be, but I do intend on changing that. Give yourself a pat on the back for at least being self-aware in this moment, because this is where you start turning things around for yourself. And just make sure you don't beat yourself up about it, because we all get stuck. And it's not really a sign that like you failed or anything like that, but it's just more so about just acknowledging it and giving yourself that space to forgive yourself. What matters is that you see it right now. That's all that counts. So this step is all about getting ready to dust yourself off and just keep it moving. It's the first step to where you're going to be and being the person that you're meant to be and have the experiences that you're meant to have. So grab that glass of wine or water or whatever it is that you're drinking this week. Just sit back and relax, because we're going to get out of this rut together and you are going to truly move on with your life. The fact that you're even thinking about this right now, by the way, means you're already well on your way. Understanding the causes of why you feel stuck is a major game changer, believe it or not. It's like doing detective work on your own life, so you got to dig deep. You got to ask yourself some really tough questions like, why am I feeling this way? What's missing? What's there that shouldn't be there? Sometimes the reason may not be that obvious at first. So I want you to take a step back and think about what really lights you up. And on the other hand, what's been dragging you down? I want you to be super honest with yourself. And it's okay if the answers make you uncomfortable. That's where growth really starts to take place. And remember, this is about not blaming yourself. It's about finding clarity. And once you've got a handle on the why, you'll be in a much better place to start making moves towards what it is you truly want. Remember that no one on this planet has got it all figured out. I don't care what they look like. Take the time to really understand your own person and your experiences, your emotions, your everyday habits that lead you here. If it's a job that doesn't challenge you or a routine that's becoming too comfortable, or maybe you just stop making time for the things that spark joy in your life, this is a really good time to start investigating all of that. If you need more creativity in your life, or maybe you're just craving deeper connections with people, it could just be that you're not giving yourself enough credit for the things you do well. Maybe you're stuck in an old failure and it's been time to let go of that. Whatever it is, knowing the first step is key to changing it. So taking this journey of introspection, it can be tough, but it's also extremely empowering. You get to see your patterns and maybe even some of the things you've been ignoring before. And it's kind of scary, but that's the beauty of it. When you start to uncover these truths, you arm yourself with the power to make real change. Slowly but surely, you'll start to see yourself more in a position of control. It's kind of like a light bulb that goes off, in your mind, that this type of reality is possible, because it absolutely is. So please don't limit yourself. So give yourself the time and space to figure it all out. Your future self will thank you for having the courage to start right now. Let's talk about the kind of content you consume right after you wake up, because that's important. Flooding your morning with positive vibes sets the tone for your day. It could be listening to like an uplifting podcast or reading an inspiring article or even playing some tunes that like get you in the right headspace. This activity helps to prime your mind for a day of productivity and positivity ahead. And social media is a double-edged sword, so you have to be careful. Sure, it keeps you connected, but it can also be a massive time sink, and let's face it, a bit of a downer. So don't hesitate to like hit pause on social media. Taking regular breaks from social media isn't missing out. It's really making sure you're not getting dragged down by the constant barrage of information and comparison. Like, who needs all of that? So each day, take a step or two toward the life you want to lead. Integrate habits that nurture you, start your day on more of an upbeat note, and know when to step away from the digital world. It's really about creating a rhythm that keeps you engaged with your goals and your well-being. So make sure you keep at it, and you'll find that momentum has a way of growing, and all it needs is just a steady push from you. It is so essential to pick up goals that not only excite you, but also hold significant meaning for you. At the same time, these goals should be within your reach. Try focusing on setting goals that challenge you but are still achievable, rather than aiming for unrealistic dreams. If you previously set goals that were too ambitious and you might have felt like a little bit discouraged by them, it's perfectly fine to adjust them. Redefining your goals isn't giving up on them, it's really just a smarter strategy to ensure that you can reach them. It's crucial to stay flexible. Sometimes what you wanted yesterday isn't what you need today, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're losing sight of the big picture, it just means you're paying attention to the details of your own life. And sometimes it's important to change strategy a little bit. If a goal no longer fits, tweak it. It's not backtracking, it's fine-tuning. Keep your goals aligned with who you are now and where you want to go, and you'll find that they're much easier to reach. And when you hit those targets, you'll know it's not just by chance, it's because you planned it that way. When it comes to making changes, think of it as taking baby steps rather than a giant leap. You don't have to turn your whole world upside down in order to make it happen either. That's just too overwhelming and honestly a recipe for giving up. And ain't nobody got time for that. Instead, pick up one or two small things you can start with, like things that are easy to manage but still move the needle in the right direction. Say, for example, you're trying to eat healthier. You don't have to go from zero to a full-blown kale smoothie drinking, quinoa bowl loving person overnight. That's just ridiculous. But maybe you start by swapping out that daily soda for water a few times a week. It's a smaller change, but it does count. If you know the cause of your rut, even better. Make sure you target that first. If it's your job that's got you down, maybe you can't just get up and quit today, but you can update your resume, right? That's a step. The key here is to build momentum. Each little win gets you closer to feeling like you're back in the driver's seat of your own life. And with each step, you'll start to feel a little bit more in control, a bit more like you're making progress. It's more so about sustainable progress rather than just like an overnight success. So remember to keep it simple, manageable, and most importantly, keep it moving forward. It's easier said than done, but one small step at a time, you'll look back and you'll truly be amazed at how far you've come. So, honestly, this is really speaking to me too. It's a testimony to where I am in my life. And so I'm right along there with you when it comes to this particular topic, which is why it's so important for me to discuss this now. And self-care is basically about doing the simple things that keep you at your best. So sleep is your go-to. Make sure you get enough of it because it's what gets you through the next day without needing an IV drip of Starbucks. Of course, you've got to pay attention to what else fuels you, like staying properly hydrated and eating a balanced diet. This combination assists with clearer thinking, increased energy levels, healthy skin, weight control, and the list goes on probably forever. And moving around is key too. And you don't have to be marathon ready, but find something that gets you off the couch and makes you feel good, makes you excited, gives you a little bit of a zing. It could be a walk, it could be a bit of yoga, taking the stairs instead of the elevator. It's really just about getting that blood flowing. And when you've done all you can, then there's downtime. This is where you give your brain a breather. It could be as simple as turning off your notifications for an hour, maybe half a day, reading a chapter of a book, or even just sitting with your thoughts for just a bit. Taking smaller breaks throughout the day is also helpful. This is actually a smart idea because it keeps you from burning out. Stand up, stretch, or just look out the window for a few minutes. You want to make sure you're keeping your mind fresh so you can keep doing your thing without the threat of mental fatigue or a decrease in productivity. Regular breaks help maintain focus and creativity, ensuring you stay energized and engaged with your tasks. Here's a twist. Keeping your mind sharp isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you don't do. Let's break this down a little bit. Your brain is working overtime with the same old routine. It's trying to keep in top form. You have to switch things up, right? So introduce something novel to your day. Pick a different playlist for your morning routine, buy your groceries from a different store, or just sit in a different chair as you work. I mean, that's super simple, right? Small changes can stop your brain from falling into a rut as well. It's all about the change perspective. So from time to time, when I'm seeking more creativity, I actually like to sit outside and work on my laptop, when the weather permits anyway. The change of scenery, fresh air, and the natural surroundings kind of help spark new ideas and perspectives. And I've come to appreciate being in a different environment because it really breaks the monotony of like being inside of a building and really provides more of a fresh inspiration for my work. When you're faced with a problem that's got you stumped, it's tempting to push harder sometimes. But here's a tip to my little overachievers. Make sure you step away. Do something boring. Organize your desk, shred some old papers, take a walk, doodle, dull it up. You may think this is procrastination, but it is a calculated break that lets your subconscious work its magic. Taking time to completely disconnect is crucial for mental rejuvenation, hands down. When you step away from constant stimulation, especially from like work-related tasks, your mind gets the chance to rest and reset. This rest period isn't unproductive, it's necessary. It's a real necessary phase for creative and cognitive processes. During these moments of disconnect, your brain can reorganize thoughts, it can make new connections, and solve problems subconsciously. Which is kind of crazy because like I never really knew that until I did research on it. The downtime is usually when your inspiration strikes, leading to breakthrough ideas or solutions that you might not have had otherwise. So incorporating regular periods of disconnection into your routine can enhance your creativity, your problem-solving abilities, and overall mental well-being. So when you get back to the grind, you'll notice you're much more focused, you're more effective, because that's really the goal, right? Now let's dive into being more impulsive, in a good way. Like those moments when you decide to do something different on the fly and it turns out to be exactly what you needed. And I'm not talking about wild and reckless stuff here, but I mean like those small, spontaneous decisions that add a little energetic jolt to your day. Like deciding to try out a new restaurant you pass by every day, or signing up for like a workshop or something that you've always been curious about. I feel like being impulsive gets a bad rap, but in my opinion, it's really about seizing the moment to enrich your life. We're erring on the good side of impulsiveness here because, I mean, why not? If you can't embrace life's surprises, how can you truly appreciate the joy and excitement life has to offer? And you know, sometimes being impulsive can lead to insights about yourself. You do something unplanned, and suddenly you're seeing things from a completely different angle. It's those impromptu conversations with strangers or saying yes to help on a project at work that's not really your domain. These are the moments that give you a fresh perspective or teach you something new. Who knew being impulsive was a good thing? Admittedly, now there are ups and downs to being impulsive that have led me down a rabbit hole of thoughts like, why the heck did I do this, to why the heck didn't I do this sooner? But at the end of the day, I really hate that phrase, by the way, at the end of the day. But anyway, at the end of the day, a little impulsivity can be a good thing. Is impulsivity a word? It can change up your routine a little bit. And you might even discover a new hobby or a love or meet people who become your people. So give yourself the freedom to make those spontaneous choices. Just remember to keep it safe and positive. Letting a bit of impulsive energy into your life can be the breath of fresh air you've been looking for this whole time. We often get overwhelmed by the big picture. But remember, we can only tackle things one step at a time. So focus on what you can control using your actions. When things go wrong, ask yourself, what can I actually do? Take responsibility for your choices and reactions. And forget about those things that are beyond your control, like the weather or traffic. Worrying about these, they really won't help you. But instead, I want you to direct your energy towards what you can change, like organizing your day or communicating better with colleagues or loved ones. To effectively reach your goals, adopt a gradual step-by-step method, breaking down larger ambitions into like smaller achievable tasks. What's the first small task you can do? Maybe it's like sending an email or organizing your workspace. Focus on that low-hanging fruit, as we call it, as these are like the more manageable parts. This approach not only simplifies complex challenges, but also keeps you focused and directed towards your ultimate aim. I want you to aim to set realistic and incremental goals, each acting as a stepping stone towards your broader aspirations. Every small step is a crucial part of your journey, contributing to your overall progress. So I want you to definitely approach each task with that intention, ensuring that every action is meaningful and incrementally edges you closer to your final goal. This way, daunting tasks become a series of manageable actions leading you towards your desired outcome. And when you approach it from this perspective, it won't seem as mentally exhausting. At least, that's what I think. Navigating life's challenges often calls for tapping into the support systems around you. It is essential to have a network of colleagues, mentors, or even a therapist to reach out when you need help. If you're wrestling with a problem at work, a conversation with someone who understands the context or has the experience to guide you can be incredibly beneficial. They can provide fresh perspectives or advice that can shed new light on your situation. Therapy is another avenue that can be particularly effective for personal and professional growth. A therapist serves not only as a sounding board, but also as a guide through the more complex emotional and psychological landscapes you may be navigating. They can offer strategies to manage stress, cope with change, and address any underlying issues that may be contributing to your particular challenges. Similarly, professional coaching can drive you towards achieving your goals. A coach acts as a catalyst for change, offering motivation and accountability, which can be especially helpful if you're struggling with self-discipline or direction. They can better help you to outline actionable steps towards your goals and provide the push needed to follow through. These supports can offer validation for your successes and encouragement to keep striving for improvement as well. They can also help you celebrate your wins and help you learn from your setbacks. Seeking support is a proactive approach to living your best life. Whether it's through regular check-ins with a mentor, sessions with a therapist, or a structured program with a coach, these relationships can offer a mirror to your life and work, revealing what you may not see and affirming the steps you're taking towards your goals. So, invest in these relationships and resources. Make the calls, schedule the appointments, reach out for that coffee chat. It's up to you to create a safety net for when you might stumble and a cheer squad for when you leap forward. This network, this community of support is invaluable. When it comes to getting out of a rut, engaging with others can be a real game changer. Sharing what you're going through, the struggles, the wins, that can help. It can help both you and others. It creates a sense of community and support. So when you talk about your own ways of overcoming a slump, not only are you reflecting on your own journey, but you're also offering up advice that might help someone else in their own struggles. Which, by the way, is kind of a large part of the reason why I started this channel. It's a two-way street where the shared experiences bond you and the tips you trade can be surprisingly uplifting. I'm kind of doing that here by sharing these tips with you, right? Have real conversations about the highs and the lows. Engaging with others, it really provides solidarity and new insights. And it can be pretty straightforward. It can be a powerful tool to help you steer back when you veered off the course. This reminds you that you're not alone and that sometimes a good chat is all you need to jumpstart your way out of a rut. I'm not saying that that's like the end all be all, but there's nothing like a good therapy session with your girlfriends and some margaritas. I'm just saying. So more on the serious side here. If you're feeling stuck, it's important to take a step back and consider that it might be more than just a rut you're in. Persistent feelings of being stuck, the kind that seep into your day-to-day and color everything a shade of bleh, could be more of a sign of something deeper, like persistent depressive disorder. It's key to recognize what it feels like a consistent state of stagnation might actually be a symptom of a larger issue. Realizing that you might need help is a significant step in and of itself, and considering a conversation with a mental health professional can be a really positive move. Their goal is to understand the core of what you're experiencing. Mental health experts are skilled at unraveling complex feelings and guiding you toward effective solutions. So remember, reaching out for advice or support is a courageous step. It's all about getting to know yourself better and taking strides towards you feeling better. Having a chat with someone who understands can be incredibly helpful as well, and it's totally okay to ask for that help when you feel you need it. Only you know when something is wrong with you, and you owe it to yourself to seek the help you need. So if the weight of feeling stuck has been on your shoulders for what feels like forever, and it's starting to affect your life, your work, and your relationships, then it's time to reach out. And it's not about snapping out of it or pushing through. Persistent depressive disorder is a real diagnosable condition, and like any other health issue, it requires professional attention. Start being honest with yourself about how long you felt this way and how it's impacting your life. If these feelings have become your norm rather than an occasional visitor, it's time to take action. It really is. And there's absolutely no shame in asking for help. Think of this as a sign of strength. It's an assertive move towards taking control of your well being. Reach out, like I said before, schedule that appointment, and start that journey back to feeling like yourself again. Tackling a rut is pretty straightforward when you break it down. First up, you've got to face where you're at and get curious about what's got you stuck. Then set your sights on goals that are within your reach and start tweaking your routine bit by bit to edge closer to them. Remember, it's totally fine to ask for help. Chatting with friends or getting a therapist on board can make all the difference. And trust me, I know because I'm speaking from experience. And those small daily shifts like choosing inspiring reads or cutting back on screen time, they're your secret weapons for keeping the momentum up. Stick with these steps, and before you know it, you'll look back and see just how far you've come without even feeling like you were trying all that hard. It's all about those little smart moves that add up to the big strides. I'm Rose, and if you're digging this type of content, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you leave a cool comment. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Again, I appreciate your time. Until next time, take care. Hey guys, I want to touch on something really quick. I have a hoodie that I'm wearing today, and I want to show you guys what it looks like. All right, so we are heavy on the self-love. Oh yeah. I got this beauty from a lady at the Governor Square Mall here in Tallahassee, Florida. She is amazing. So if you guys are looking for something that's similar to this, or you guys are looking for some hoodies or some shirts, any kind of apparel that has some really cute and catchy sayings, I'm going to go ahead and link her Instagram below so you guys can check her out for yourself. She's got some bomb stuff. Me and my sister actually picked up a couple items from her. And listen, Florida is not playing with this weather. It is hella cold outside. So I figured, you know what? We might as well be warm and look cute at the same time, right? So I'm going to leave her Instagram down below if you guys are interested in purchasing this hoodie, or you guys are interested in purchasing any other of her apparel items. I do not work with her. I do not work for her. I'm not getting any type of commission. I'm not an affiliate for her at all. I just really love this hoodie. It's hella comfortable and it's super cute. And that's all I got. So I'll see you guys later.